World of Warships Legends community. Hey, it is I, VannKraken. It is a off the beaten path Sunday, midday World of Warships Legends stream. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic and amazing weekend. For those of you who work at Wargaming, it might not be the most fantastic and amazing weekend that you've ever had, but we'll get to that in a minute. I just want to open up by saying I am VannKraken. I am a going on 6-year World of Warships PC player and World of Warships Legends alpha tester, YouTuber. Love actually playing this game, even with the current things going on this weekend, which makes it a little harder to love playing this game. Again, we'll talk about that in a second, but have some YouTube content that I am putting together to help you guys get better at the game. Really enjoy doing that, really enjoy playing and streaming World of Warships, and I hope that isn't going to change. There's just been some interesting tides and winds blowing in the community this weekend. So our community here is as salt-free as possible. We try to play some games, give you guys some tips and tricks, and help you grow as players so you'll enjoy this game, not just be good at this game. Hey, Foregathers, thank you so much for the follow. Very, very much appreciated. And we just, again, try to have a positive community here. If you have any questions, any burning issues around ship lines, around tactics, around how to play the game, there's no question that's too basic to ask here. I really, really help as many people as I can and enjoy doing it. Whether you're live with us or catching this on video on demand, I just want to take one quick second to talk about what's going on the PC side of the game this weekend, since I think there's some overlap to us that could potentially affect us from a resource perspective as far as what goes into Legends development. But over on the Reddit side of the world, which is usually an interesting community anyway, with regard to emotions running high. Basically, they're calling it today the end of an era with regard to the PC side of World of Warships. So, hey, just think of it this way. Without the PC side, Legends wouldn't exist, right? It is the reason I got into the Legends program as an alpha tester and why I really enjoy playing both the games on the PC and the console side is that I've been a wargaming, I don't want to say whale, but I've spent quite a bit of money on these games, starting all the way with World of Tanks console, Lord knows, over 6.5 years ago, I believe now. So just the quick rundown, my quick commentary is it's a really sad time if you're a historian about this World of Warships game or you've been invested in this game for quite a while, because there's some key members of the community contributor program that have decided to leave over the last 48 hours. I'm only going to mention 3. I'm not going to walk through all the havoc that's displayed in the slide on your screen from Reddit, but Little White Mouse isn't where all this started, but it has a lot to do with it. If you guys want amazing ship reviews on any premium ship up to what's been released right now, she basically wrote and still has been writing written reviews with amazing commentary, in-depth research, graphics that she does herself. They're insanely good reviews. The best ship reviews in written form you'll find anywhere in the World of Warships community. And she resigned on Friday night, which was just a shock to see her resign from the community contributor program. I've leaned on her reviews for so many ship purchases personally. And whether you're a Legends player or a PC player, those reviews help both sides of the game because the ships are similar enough between the two formats, except maybe some of the tier 9s that have been squashed in tier 7. But Little White Mouse is a loss. I feel really personally because, again, so much of her work has been highly valued by me and so many people in the community. So she's been a standard bearer on the World of Warships Legends, World of Warships PC forums forever. The actual original forums board, pre-Discord, pre-Reddit, pre-YouTube. iChase Gaming resigned later that night, I believe. iChase is someone I lean on with regard to his YouTube videos, which are very instructional. There's a ton of great content under iChase Gaming, small I, capital C, HASE Gaming, that pertain to mechanics, tips, tricks, strategies, the kind of stuff we try to cover here with regard to World of Warships Legends. iChase is really a legend to me with regard to all the amazing YouTube content he's put together, as well as another gentleman named Notzer, who was already out of the program a while ago. So very sad to see iChase go, and then yesterday morning, watching Twitch was just like watching the parade of streamers that I like. There are older guard streamers all start to resign from the community contributor program. Folks like Chaos Machine, Grumpy Beard, I believe. Flambass is the biggest name, probably the most followers that resigned yesterday. But the fallout's still coming. There's still more CCs resigning. It's not all. There's 300 odd community contributors now. It's going to be a handful that probably on a percentage basis wind up resigning, but it's a core group of folks who've really helped build up the popularity of World of Warships and have been the missing manual, as I call it. There's no manual to this game, right? So these people have basically been the resources that I've used to get better at World of Warships, both PC and console. So it's a pretty sad weekend. I don't want to work at WG right now. I know what they're doing. They're in a room, even if it's late night in Russia right now, St. Petersburg, with buckets of popcorn or whatever they eat late night over there, figuring out how they're going to address this. They say they are going to address this with some commentary coming in the next week. But anyway, crazy time, end of an era, as they're calling it. I've never seen anything like this. I've seen people get salty about aircraft carrier rework and commander skills, and now the submarines and some premium ships released, which is part of the issue here is the way the Missouri is coming back out on PC. There's a well sought after ship on PC as well as on console that I actually happen to own on PC back from my very early days. That she's only going to be available through a loot box method. So it's not just the way some of the CCs feel they've been treated as people, which is hard to hear, but it's the fact that some of these loot box schemes or loot box gambling type mechanisms for the only way you can get access to certain content in World of Warships is what's really making some of these original CCs upset beyond what they feel is personal treatment issues. So anyway, going to put that behind us, but it's going to be with us because I think the fallout of this is going to affect not just the World of Warships PC side, but the Legends side ultimately. They are part of the same company, even though we're kind of on our own Legends island when we're on the Legends side of the game. So, hey, I've got a couple new YouTube videos out, one on a second in our aiming series. And this morning, I released one on map positioning, like 5 things not to do with regard to map positioning that hopefully will be helpful. With some tips and tricks of kind of what not to do if you're a new player, especially. The treasure hunts going on right now, we can bump over to that really quickly. If you haven't researched this yet, you should know that in-game activities, if you register through the World of Warships Legends treasure hunt page, you're unlocking keys right now that basically allow you to play kind of this bingo game, ultimately fill up 3 of these sheets to unlock a premium ship opportunity or super special crate. I'm not going to pay 9,000 doubloons to do that for a tier 5, of which only 1 is new, the Shinonome. So again, kind of back to loot box type mechanics. I'm not going to pay a bunch of gold at the end of this treasure hunt to maybe win a destroyer that I don't need. Have plenty of premium ships, but if you're an IJN ship collector, a torpedo boat player especially, you might want it. But anyway, the treasure hunt is going on. This is something you should take advantage of because there's a bunch of free loot just from playing the game. Through our actions today, win a battle, deal 100,000 damage, hit an opponent 100 times with main battery, or earn 5,000 base XP in PvP. You earn up to 4 keys a day, and you can purchase extra keys with gold, which is how you'll, I think, have to unlock the destroyer chance eventually, or you can use silver to purchase keys too. 500,000 a pop. So there are free premium days. I got a Super Santa crate in here. I'm saving up my crates for a big massive crate haul opening in one shot. I like that new open all the crates in one button functionality they put in like PC has, but this is something you should be participating in because this stage, the 4 keys per day is totally free. So grab camos, grab global XP, grab some free crates and premium days. 100% worth it. And some coupons that are good off of premium ship purchases in the shop, and those do stack with other discounts that are available currently, I believe. So a good way to purchase a specific ship. I would never suggest, nor do I ever suggest personally, buying loot boxes, buying the crates, because you never know what you're going to get, right? But I do recommend, if you want to buy a specific ship that you're interested in, go for it. If you want to buy premium time and make progress in the game faster, that's the one thing I recommend to everyone who really likes the game and will play it enough to substantiate their purchase. So anyways, onward and upward to the stream. Hey, again, thanks Forefathers, if it rhymes with that, for the follow. Very, very much appreciated. We are just going to jump in today and do line grinding, since it's also a 5x first win bonus weekend, which is insane. So you're going to get 5 times your base XP score. So you can rock 15 or 20,000 XP in a win if you use booster, which I would highly recommend doing, especially if you're working on line grinds. So it's a great time to knock out line grinds and knock out these keys and knock out your weekly Havoc goals at the same time, which we're on that page to begin with. We're actually pretty close to nailing a few weekly Havoc goals. So we're going to start out on the ships that are on our cover slide for the stream on YouTube and on Twitch, which is going to be basically one US ship that I've been grinding, which is we'll get to it here eventually. I do not like the carousel. If you follow me and watch me at all, I do not fan out on the carousel. I wish we had a multi-level carousel like they have in PC. There's got to be a way to do it, guys. It's 2021. But we're working on the Tennessee from a US ship perspective. And then I've been working on cruisers and battleships in the French and British lines for a couple months. And we've made a ton of progress. You get a weekend like this, like, damn, you can knock out a ton of tech tree experience grind in a weekend, like 45,000 XP, which is insane. You know, that's normally 5 times more games, right? All right, let's load in on Trap. Again, we try to think as positively we can here on the stream. I've been having very streaky gameplay lately. I play a lot of solo because even when streaming, I don't necessarily have as much time as I'd like to stream multiple times per week right now and jump in and do a lot of divisioning, because divisioning is just slower, right? You get out at the end of your game, if you have to wait for your division mates, it can take longer to finish up battles. So when I'm doing these 5x line grinds, or I don't have a ton of time to stream and or to play during the week, I like to try to play solo, even though it's more painful. So if the game ends, I can jump out, get in another boat, don't have to wait for the game to end or for my div mates to get out of the battle. So in the positioning work that we just put together, little presentation for YouTube, we're basically going to try to mine the rule that we set out we should follow in that, which is a deployment to A and C, the 2 flanking caps, and that way we can win those flanks and then converge in the middle and clean out B at the end if we haven't already won on points. Looks right now like we're getting at least a cruiser to go with us to A, but I'm a little worried. Oh, it's a Belfast. So hopefully he's had that Belfast for a while and he's not going to go straight into the A cap. YOLO play is the first thing I address in my presentation, that YOLOing does not really help your team much at all. And check to see if we're low tier or high tier. We are low tier, not a ton of tier 6s. Of course, since we're late checking the roster, we missed a cheeky shot on the DeGrasse. That's okay. We'll bump up a little. I think we have 17.3 kilometer main battery range. That is correct in Tennessee. So now I have a choice. Do I wait for the Miyoko to clear the island? Why is this guy visible and not in smoke? That is the question. I think my hope that he knew what he was doing in the Belfast are unfounded. He might have just pulled it out of a crate. Or out of somewhere else. Oh, dude. At least shoot the destroyer while you're there, but this is going to set up a real fun first game of the day scenario where I'm stuck at this cap. Hey, he got the destroyer. Okay, well, that might be a halfway decent trade. We've killed both their DDs already. I don't think he knows that he has smoke. He's not smoking up. So let's tell him to set a smoke screen. I'm telling the Belfast owner to set a smoke screen. This is unique. And he's doing it! Hey, communication works! Dude, well, you need to smoke up before you're completely dead. So we'll try to oblige that by getting a plane up. I can advance a little more calmly now because the 2 destroyers for the enemy team are gone. So that's a big torpedo threat that's been removed. But they're really border hugging, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to spot them super easy. I'm trying, dude. I can only launch my plane and I'm slow. I don't want to get so far stuck in that I can't turn out if I need to, but given the way this looks, we might make a push for the B cap. We'll see. Miyoko's closest. Hey, Bussy, what's up, man? Unconventional is correct. I just decided I'm going to try to stream while I'm half awake today. How are you doing? I meant to feed back to you in Discord that your stream sounded really good the other day, your audio. I think one of the folks joining you had a bit of a wonky microphone, but I didn't see that as your issue at all. Everything was coming through, your guests, yourself, your gameplay, so looks like you did a good job getting everything configured. We're switching our guns because this Knives now is such a tasty target this close away and giving us full broadside. Plus it looks like we've got some teammates that would appreciate some help. They're backlining behind A so far. And our Belfast couldn't help himself. Had to open fire and die, I guess, huh? Gonna go ahead and push, but try to stay bow into the cruiser that's just outside of B. And I'm gonna try to get all my guns on the Knives. And actually start moving out, because he has torpedoes, so. Gonna mine the torpedoes. Okay. We help with the kill there. We are gonna use our damage control party. I'm most likely going to die at this cap, because we're so ganged up on. But I'd like to do a little bit of damage before that happens. Dang smoke from the bonfires. See if we can get the Fiji unawares. Okay, there we go. Said there is very little chance we're going to survive this melee, but our team has such a good lead now. Being stranded over here may not be the worst thing. I'd like to surprise the Miyoko. But I'd also like to get this Tennessee out if possible. Ooh, forgot about torps from the Fiji. Let's do this. Oh, we have 2 cruisers over here. Yeah. Unfortunately. RNG did not help us with those fires. Miyoko's going to be behind the island. Let's see if we can get one more shot in on the DeGrasse. Nope. Well, that's what being a piñata is like. What a nightmare getting all your stream stuff done, but you finally got it. That's awesome. Yeah, I've got this Elgato microphone that comes with really cool streaming software that you can separate 9 different channels. So the first software was a little glitchy. It'd forget what channels were aligned to what. And when Windows does updates, I have to do updates myself to some of the software. But overall, it's a really, really cool software package that comes with the Elgato microphone. So kind of a sucker for all the Elgato stuff. But glad you got it working. And yeah, once it's set, hopefully you can set it and forget it. What lines am I grinding through? Yeah, the American second line. I'm trying to get to as close to North Carolina as I can with hopefully a win here. I've had really bad luck in grinding this ship. I had 5 losses in a row on Friday night. Yesterday, I actually got a win in the second game on this boat, but it's been difficult, very difficult to grind out wins in it. Partly has been because it's mostly stock. I don't think I even have the second upgrade yet. The whole upgrade will help, obviously, with mobility. The engine upgrade even more. Actually, you know what? I think I did just get it fully upgraded, but it's not fun playing US dreadnoughts that are not upgraded, which you guys know. So I don't mind this ship, but it doesn't feel really all that much different, you know, from the rest of the mid-tier boats of this type, be it a Texas, be it in Arizona, New Mexico. They all kind of play the same to me, though I kind of prefer some of the ones I'm used to, like Arizona and Texas, but I think it's mostly just been because I've been on a run of bad teammates with Tennessee. It's not Tennessee's fault per se. Oh, we're doing awesome on caps, guys. So they were so far back. That's the one push that we did. It just helped. We killed the Fiji, so we kept the B cap clear. We helped win A. So if look at the point total, we're rocking. So yeah, second line. I want to get to North Carolina because it's one of my favorite battleships, if not my favorite battleship on PC. Really love it. Oh, that's cool that it's close to one of your favorites. Yeah, boy. Hey, 5 Jumps. Good to see you too. Yeah, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. I was not getting near enough sleep with a late night, 3-night-a-week streaming schedule. So I'd always say I want to get to bed by like midnight my time, which meant, you know, maybe 6.5 hours of sleep. But then I was always staying up too late, trying to wrap up stream stuff after it's over. Then it's hard to go to sleep. So just getting progressively tired, grumpy. So I'm trying to change that. I'm going to try to be on a little earlier when I am able to stream during the week, and then hopefully I can jump in on some of these weekend early midday times too, after say Mr. Hitman has been on or Bussy. So now it's getting a little later in the UK right now, right? Time-wise. My daughter was watching all the Premier League wrap-up stuff earlier, so it seemed like an interesting first week of Premier League, especially, is it Brentford that beat? I'm trying to think it's Brentford, the Bees that beat Arsenal. Pretty crazy, right? 10 p.m.? Okay, not too terrible then. So we were really close to unlocking a bunch of swag here with regard to our shakedown stuff. So we knocked out the first set of endurance trials. Yeah, 38,000 XP before bonuses. Oh, and 5,000 credits. We're almost to the XP, so probably have one or two more games. And there's the deal. That was not a great game, and we got 13,000 experience points for that, which I will take. Newcastle got beat today. Ugh. Sorry about that. I don't have a favorite Premier League team. I've kind of wandered around playing different teams because of FIFA, because I play FUT and FIFA Ultimate Team, and it's kind of like fantasy football. I don't like one specific US American hand egg football team anymore. I kind of follow different teams because of players I like and from players that I followed during fantasy football. So it's kind of with football in the UK right now. I like different teams. I like different players more so because I use them on my FIFA teams. Chalky, what's up? Hey, I've been catching you all around lately. You've been awesome catching up with you. It's been a while. You said you probably live near Bayern, right? Where Bayern Stadium is, not too far, I'm guessing. You said München. Is that the same area as Munich? I'm guessing. Or München. You tried to help school me. But I am a Bayern fan also because I have a best friend that I coach American soccer here with, your football. who's a huge Bayern Munich fan. So I have started following a lot more Bayern when it comes to the Bundesliga, and then a couple other teams, maybe a handful. More Americans are playing in the top flight leagues, so we've got Josh Sargent and Weston McKinney and a few that are on first league teams in Germany. So I should be following more of the teams this year as they start up. Oh, England. Germany, but that was not the best Euros for Germany again, right? But looks like they're going to have a bit of a changing of the guard with regard to coaching, and that could be good. I like England. I wasn't extremely stoked by some of the England fan behavior in the Euro tournament, honestly, but I like the team, and I like the coach. I like a lot of those players. So I was sad. I actually wanted England to win that final. And man, the stress on those kids, those 19-year-old kids, a 19-year-old kid taking that final PK, I can't even imagine. I still remember PKs that I missed from when I was 18-ish. And they were for rec league and for my local club stuff. I can't even imagine the pressure those guys got under. So, and PKs suck, right? It's just a crappy way to finish up a big tournament like that. Oh, you can see the stadium from your apartment window. That's awesome. It's a beautiful stadium, too. Beautiful stadium. One day I hope to make it back to Europe and actually get to go to some football matches over there. I went to London one time for a very short trip and didn't get to do a whole lot. I did go see a play in downtown London called The Mousetrap, which they just made fun of on Ted Lasso, that they said only old people go to that. So it must be a touristy play that they take people who are visiting to. Dude, first game. We got to win. I didn't play any games yesterday because I finished a YouTube video on positioning. So I kind of got roped into that. I had to finish it. 5 things not to do when you're positioning. So if you're a newish player, you can learn from what not to do, right? If you have a bad boss, you can learn how not to behave. Well, kind of the theme of the video, how not to deploy 5 different ways, and then also how to recover from some of those bad deployments if possible. Not all are recoverable. So North Carolina is close, 32,000 XP. Hopefully we can knock that out in the coming week. That'd be awesome. So let's just go down the line. Bessie, you're asking, so here's the progress I made. I got Edinburgh unlocked from Fiji. I got Albemarle unlocked from Surrey. I'm still working on Lyon, Sinop, and King George. I should just play King George. This ship has not been as fun for me on Legends as it was on PC. We really got along on PC. Like, I rocked this boat. But it's been more difficult. Again, guys, I'm going to throw a triple booster. I'm not using a lot of my triple boosters for endurance trials anymore, but I highly recommend using them if you've got a 5x weekend or even a 3x weekend going on. It's just going to help speed your line grind progress tremendously. Oh, back to living in a good country. Yeah, we don't need to start that up here. I know you're kidding. Bess says, when you open up all the crates last week, did you get anything interesting like a ship? Yeah, I'm going to try to post those on the Discord. I still have the snapshot sitting on my desktop. I got a bunch of duplicate commanders and some commander items, which is fantastic, but I did not, unfortunately, get any ships or anything amazing like that. Hey, Gundam Rob, thank you so much for the follow. Your name sounds familiar to me. I must have seen you somewhere. Either it's probably on Hitman's chat, right? Is that right? We're playing on Hitman's stream. Thank you for the follow. Every follow here is greatly appreciated. This is a hobby for me. Hitman's another, just doesn't, monetize his stream. I don't either. I'm streaming live to YouTube and Twitch concurrently. That way, it's the only way I can do it without sullying my ability to multi-stream. If I take an affiliate program on Twitch, I can't stream to YouTube at the same time, and I like streaming to YouTube too. So and making content there. So Mr. Hitman's doing his live stream next weekend. I don't know for how long, if it's going to be an all-day thing, another charity live stream for veterans. So definitely something to tune into. He's got to have some of the biggest subscribership numbers on World of Warships Legends on Twitch now, and it's well deserved because he's an awesome guy and has a great stream, and those of you that cross over are fantastic to listen to, which I've been doing lately. I've been doing work and listening to you guys play when I can't play. Oh, also the YouTube videos. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it very, very much. I've been trying to put extra effort into those. Like I said, in the one that I just put out today, there's been so much complaining about the level of player ability. Like this YOLO here is my scenario number 1 on my map positioning video, especially in a Pensacola. You don't know why people are doing this. Maybe they're rushing to get a kill for a mission. But a lot of these people, they just don't know any better. They're new. A lot of people recommend the US light cruiser line and heavy cruiser line as first lines to play. And you think rushing forward and getting some damage, maybe a kill, is how the game is played. But obviously, that's not the best way to play the game. It's a way to play the game, but not the best way to play the game. So anyway, sorry to take advantage of him and use one of my free sound effects, no extra charge. But yeah, that's been the big hope, is if I can spread a little bit of knowledge and help people out, I'm all for it. Bussy's stream is great to watch and fun to watch as well. Watching good Division play, same with Hitman's stream. I actually am one of those crazy ass people, like I said earlier. I kind of enjoy playing solo. I've played so much solo tanks and ships that I'm probably a better solo player in some ways than in Division, just because I have a hard time keeping track of all the Division stuff. Okay, they only have one destroyer and it's been spotted at A, so we're going to push C. We are going to push C. This is not something I normally do this early in a match, but this guy's low health, the Ragnarok, and the Ismail is bailing. He's doing the sail across to the other side of the map, which is the last thing you want your battleships doing down there on the H or I line. They don't label our grid, but that's kind of the H or I line. Goes A through J and 1 through 10 on the PC side. So let's see if we can just use some AP on this broadside on the Ragnarok. He's already getting folks shooting HE at him. HE, right guys? So we'll try to bring the AP, see if we can finish him up pretty quickly. And he's showing us enough side where the AP, if we don't go full armor belt, but just above it, we're just above the seam of the armor belt. Oh, we might be lucky stealing a kill here. We'll take it. What'd I say about the King George? I love this boat. Ugh, we need to turn. Okay. Cruisers and battleships both can benefit from turns in. Battleships obviously have better bow armor than stern armor, so kiting away is not as beneficial as turning in, bow tanking a bit. And then when you're in a cruiser, a lot of times battleships don't expect you to turn in. 9 kilometers is a little close. I'd probably turn in more like 12 to 14 kilometers, surprise them by throwing an inside turn. You can just mess up battleship players a little bit. A lot of them just expect you to run and turn away all the time. And we don't want to run out of the cap here. Not paying attention. As long as we're not sticking out halfway, we're good. There's also the point where your ship gets detected. The highest point at the midpoint of the ship. Okay, got the cap. Caps are great for XP, so we do not want to leave that behind. Even though it's looking like a roll, steamroll. We want the cap from an XP perspective, for sure. Yeah, Chalky, the lemming trains, you know, so too, the whole YOLOing thing bothers me more than lemming trains. And Because YOLO is, especially when you lose your DDs in the first couple minutes, it's almost impossible to recover from, right? Unless you're in a multi-DD game with 3 or 4 DDs per side. It's a 1 or 2 DD game, and you lose one or both of your DDs to YOLO maneuvers, it's really, really bad. But at least with a lemming train, if the lemming train forms and everyone pushes, you can push through, get the other team in a crossfire, and actually just keep going. But a lemming train that stops, which is again something I addressed in the video I released today, is, sorry to keep pitching that, it's just in my head. A lemming train that stops when they see one destroyer or stops when they meet a little bit of resistance is pretty much 100% sure loss. So I can't remember his name, but as a guy who a long time ago wrote a really good article, again, for the YouTube thing, before Discord, on World of Tanks, was like, and it was all about lemming trains. And lemming trains are not bad if everyone stays on it and pushes together. But if it gets stuck, you got problems. So the back half, the lemming train, actually has to learn how to react and maybe flex back, especially when you have a base and not a domination cap setup. But lemming trains can be recovered from if the team stays aggressive. YOLOs are just throwing your ship away. And I already see multiple posts on Reddit about Palo Emilio, how people are seeing those die the first 30 seconds of the game. I've got one. I've played a few games in it, and if you don't throw the boat away, you can actually do some good things in it. It does have a unique feature to sneak up on people and try to torp them with those, 24,000 average damage or max damage torpedoes, but you don't need to use that playstyle all the time. It's a pretty rugged ship for a destroyer and kind of more like a mini cruiser. Just unfortunately, it doesn't have the rate of fire of, say, something like the Kabrost to be classified as a gunboat. It'd be totally OP too if it was a gunboat on top of having those amazing torpedoes. So I'll get back to chat in a minute here, you guys, and actually see if I can pump up my damage total a little bit. Yeah, that's the other thing. Oh, so yeah, Chalky. Oh,
sweet.
That was unexpected. So you've got a different type of lemming train too. That's a combination of really like a YOLO and a lemming train, where only there's a train, but only one person goes at a time, and then they all die one at a time. That really sucks too. That's like the old sit in a tank destroyer in the back on World of Tanks, and as long as you had one scout tank to spot for you and you were in a decent bush where you wouldn't get detected, you could just sit there and like bing, knock out one, bing, knock out two, just track them and then kill them. Yeah, especially if you were on a side-on position of them where you could hit their side armor. Totally agree with that. If it's a strung out lemming train and they just go in one at a time, that isn't a good strategy either. Yeah, boys, it's about a 10 to 20 degrees. Also, aim a bit higher midship. Well, get into that HE territory. Yeah, you're talking about where to aim on the side of the ship. HE at the superstructure for sure too, so you don't shatter it unless you're shooting at something, like an Atlanta or something with really skinny side armor. Ooh, 250 renown. That was a weird situation where we were really all alone at that cap, right? Did we have a teammate there? If we did, they must have bailed to the other side. We just got really lucky that we only met up with kind of one ship at a time. So we were able to pick them off one at a time. We didn't get focus fired. And that Ismail cut and run, that did not help at all for them. So, whoa, 21,000 XP. Didn't see that part yet. So guys, this is just the huge benefit of this weekend. Huge benefit of this crazy weekend, crazy world of Warships, of wargaming. Again, being a PC player as well, it's kind of with a heavy heart that I'm I'm going to keep loving and playing this game, but I am not going to promote certain elements of it, like ever buying loot boxes. Honestly, ever buying boxes where you think you want to try to get something like a key, and it's the only way you can get it. And I'm not talking about treasure hunt keys. I'm talking about the key, K-I-I. Anything where the only way you can win that item is to get it out of a box is just not cool for people that have problems with that sort of thing. I've never had a gambling addiction. I've gambled all night playing blackjack on multiple occasions to get back to get to even and over, but I wouldn't classify myself as someone who has any kind of gambling addiction. But for people who do, to say the only way you can get a thing they really want, like a Missouri on PC, its re-release, the only way to get it is out of a loot box crate, that sucks. Make it earnable. Make it like Legends, where it takes you 5 years to earn your Missouri, but hey, you can ultimately get it. I'm sitting on 990 steel. Worst steel farmer ever, right here. Shock says, people need to stop taking Palo into ranked battles. Not worth it when the enemy have a Kagero or a Udachi. Is that what's happening? I've played no ranked battles, which you can tell by my steel total. I'm not a big fan of ranked. No, it's not a cap possession DD at all. So Chalky's saying is the spotting distance on it, detection distance is poor, especially if you emphasize other qualities of the boat that make it kind of fun and unique. So I'm not going to play mine right now because I don't need the XP on it. But let's look at a couple things here. Well, let's look at this. Let's look at concealment. I got it down to 6.2, which isn't terrible, but when you're going up against ships that Chalky is talking about, you're basically giving away a kilometer or more in some cases of spotting detection distance, which is going to get you murdered at caps. So Palo Emilio is really kind of, again, like some of the Russian destroyers, it's not a capping DD at all. Or if you do approach a cap and you check it out, as soon as it's hot, you've got to bail out, and you don't really want to waste your smoke bailing out of the cap because you want to use that smoke for some stealth torpedo runs later in the match when things have settled down a little bit and you're not trying to go into a group of 3 ships and do your stealth run. You want to find either a lower health group of ships, or you want to find ships that are isolated or have their turrets turned in the wrong direction. I actually sunk a GK and seriously wounded a Yamato in one torpedo run on Greece in the very middle of the map in a tight area. I was able to do a drive-by in my smoke. They were looking the other way, shooting at people on the other side, and I nailed both of them, almost killed the GK outright, and then he flooded out and got a bunch of damage on the Yamato. So, but was halfway through the match when the ship numbers had depleted. It's not a first 3-minute thing, and it's not a go die in the cap kind of thing. So Chalky's 1,000,000% right on that. And then that's what makes people kill a certain type of ship or hate a certain type of ship, is when it's misplayed in such a fashion. Yeah, boy, I said, what happened on PC? There's a mass exodus of community contributors. And the name that bothers me the most, it's basically, so if you put it in blocks of time, the first 2 years of the community contributor program, I think it was insanely hard to get into. And those people were actually like a committee, a forum, a focus group. They were listened to. They were kind of partners to wargaming. And there was no streaming back then, right? So they didn't have a giveaway and stuff like that. They made content. They got free ships. And they got doubloons. But oh, come on, Twitch. Don't kill my stream again. But they didn't get all the free stuff to give away that people get now. So now the community contributors, there's like 300 of them. And I see someone who's a little different, off the beaten track from other CCs. And in like 2 months, they're a community contributor. And like, I've been playing this game for 6 years. And it's not really someone I want to take advice from as a CC. It's really just them being entertaining to watch stream. And then, of course, they get all kinds of swag to give away on their stream as a CC. So Little White Mouse is the first Domino I saw fall on Friday night, and they had this organized already. They're going to do it as a group. She had a very bad interaction again that moved up their timeline. She resigned Friday night, and she has the most amazing ship reviews. If you go to the World of Warships wiki page and you look on any premium ship page, there's a link to Little White Mouse's forum reviews. They're written reviews. They're outstanding. The level of research, the writing, the graphics. She must put 40 hours into a single one. Crazy amount of work. I'll get back to loading into something while we're talking, but she was the first to go, and to hear that she was severely mistreated in her opinion, and I think she's a pretty level-headed person, and very gracious, never a salty word to say about anyone, and always gracious with her time. To see her say that Wargaming had treated her poorly for the last couple years really makes me sad. So she left. Hey, Dark, how are you? I was talking a little bit about the PC side of the game. So she announced she was leaving on Friday night, and then the next domino to fall is what Chalky just mentioned, which was iChase. I have followed iChase for probably 4.5 years. First on the forums and then on YouTube. He has a number of great YouTube videos. Not just gameplay, not just talking over the ship sailing around, but again, kind of inspired me really to put more work into the videos that I make, and to be better in the videos that I make instead of just sailing around doing voiceovers, to actually try to build content and have a flow to it. Not that my stuff is perfect by any means, trying to improve it every time I make something. But iChase has a ton of basically stuff that replaces the manual that we don't have on helping people learn the game. And again, just good with his time. He's had a few rows with Wargaming over stuff that he thought was either loot boxy oriented or where they kind of went back on their word. But he had some street cred as one of this initial group of community contributors along with Little White Mouse. So I think that group felt pretty empowered to speak out. He got his hand slapped a few times, but was still in the program as of yesterday. Then he resigned. Jingles resigned. Jingles I used to watch in Tanks days. Honestly, I've seen maybe 2 of his ships videos. That's it. But I watched him a lot in Tanks back in the day, PC Tanks, when I was a big-time PC Tanks player, after console Tanks. And dominoes started to fall. I mean, yesterday morning I watched Chaos Machine that I talk about on stream. My Greek friend, I've gotten to know him a little bit through his Discord, and he's, again, super magnanimous, helpful at this time. Was my first Twitch follow, or second in my first 5. I didn't have to do that. I'm a nobody in the streaming community. I'm not even streaming PC much, but he's just a really, really good guy. He's very emotional, very real person, and he was in tears talking about why he was leaving the program. It's his livelihood, guys. I mean, this is fun for me. I enjoy hanging with you guys. I enjoy making content. This is not my livelihood. I live a charmed life in so many ways. So this for me is a lot of fun. For people like Chaos Machine and other streamers, this is what they're doing for a job. So for him to walk away from the community contributor program and all the free stuff he gets to give away is a really, really, really hard decision. So I feel for these people. I was watching Son MG, and I was watching... He hasn't decided yet. I was watching Wookiee Legend last night. He was a little bit flippant about it, honestly, about some of the people leaving, and it's not the game will go on and all that. And again, being a little flip about it, that's fine. But we're kind of riding on the shoulders of some of these community contributors from the standpoint of, again, this player base on PC wouldn't have been nearly as big without some of these early contributors. The game, if it weren't as big on PC, would not have led to Legends. Legends wouldn't exist if PC weren't successful. So I connect the dots between what these people have done for the community and what they've done for the game, and how it's helped me enjoy so much of my time in World of Warships. So I don't take this whole thing lightly, and I feel very bad for those folks who felt slighted enough that they needed to step away from the program. I was going to work on my YouTube video on Friday night, and I'm like, I can't work on it today. I just feel really crappy about the whole wargaming thing, and should I do this? And again, I'm kind of going to sort this out mentally and keep doing what I'm doing, but I'm not going to promote anything in a loot box ever. Anything that you can't earn, I'm not ever going to promote it. And I will continue to promote premium time just because if you do enjoy this game, it's a great way to make progress in the game happen faster. And if you play enough, $50 on sale at the holiday time for a year of premium, honestly, for how much I play this game, is nothing for how much enjoyment I get out of it. So, all in all, it's a sad situation, and I kind of... Hello, Dee Dee. Shoot. I kind of put it to where I used to work at this company called Amgen in biotechnology, which is the world's largest biotechnology company. I worked there 14 years. When I joined, it was 2,500 people. When I left the company, it was 30,000. It's a global company. It's why I went to London. It's why I went to Tokyo. We had offices all over the world. And a great place to work. But the sad part about Amgen is when it got bigger and more successful, a lot of people who joined later on in the company's existence were just there to collect the paycheck and to be there at a company that was kind of top of the heap. They didn't care about our patients nearly like the original crew. They didn't care about the mission of the company. They were there to collect a paycheck and punch a clock. And to some degree, I feel like that's probably what's happening at Wargaming. It's not the same group of original, amazing people that any company has. And it's hard for a company to keep that together as they age. And I think Wargaming has some soul searching to do with regard to this whole thing. I really do. That Orkan still... Oh! I see dead people. We stole the close quarters kill. So anywho, I don't have a lot of salt for Wargaming other than I'm really bummed to hear that they treated some people that I respect and have done a lot for this game. Not that they haven't gotten compensation. They have. They've gotten free boats. They've gotten access to go to St. Petersburg or other activities with Wargaming staff. All that stuff that a lot of people never got. Those trips were paid for. But if there's not basic respect between human A and human B, that's the thing that makes me the saddest thing. Or the saddest part of all of it. Trust and respect is a big part of the way my wife and I run our company, and if you don't have trust and respect, you don't have a lot else to build on. And I think that's the story of this whole Wargaming CC walkout. Is at the end of the day, it wasn't just some ships not getting made. It's a trust and respect thing. So, and rant. and soapbox. Chalky says it's exactly what happened to World of Tanks console. I would agree with that too. I mean, World of Tanks console, I wouldn't be here playing this game if it weren't for that game. I remember 7 years ago, whatever it was, maybe 8, sitting on the floor of my living room in this newish house that we were in at the time, going, what is this tank game? I really like World War II stuff. I've always been into World War II stuff.
Thank you.
What is this tank game? I downloaded it on my console, and I proceeded to suck for 1,500 games. Because number one, I didn't realize for like 1,000 games that you could actually pull the left trigger and zoom in. So all these people on the forum be writing, oh, just track a tank. And then you can disable it, and then you can kill it. I'm like, how do you shoot a track when it's like so tiny? And then I'm like, oh my God, you can zoom. I'm an idiot. And then the second thing was it didn't have colorblind mode when I first started playing, and I couldn't tell the difference between the red and green teams well at all. Which is why I'm the mustard man, according to you've been knocked out, you've been wiped out, Cody, wiped out. Now other people are calling me the mustard man. But anyway, because of the yellowish colors that get replaced for the red, but I was so bad at World of Tanks, but if there's anything about me, it's that I'm persistent and I don't give up on things easily, and I love to learn and grow. And I had this crazy ass spreadsheet where I tracked every single game I played. I tracked weekly progress on all my stats. I love that you could actually, back then, get an app or go to websites and get your stats very easily. The problem isn't the community necessarily completely about why we can't have stats. It's just kind of the culture of the game about, you know, why they won't release the API. I could talk about that for another hour. But I love that in World of Tanks you could actually track your progress and see if you were getting better. Thought that was fantastically cool and fun. So yeah, I had all these nerdy spreadsheets. I had all the maps printed out and map strategies written on them. It was bad. I was a total geek. But they never brought real clan features to World of Tanks. We were playing tournaments in training rooms, you know, informally organized tournaments with my old clan, old farts and fogies off. And I had a lot of fun doing that and met some really, really cool people. Then I also started playing PC tanks. That led to PC ships. That led to here, to Legends. But World of Tanks console is just another huge lost opportunity to me. Instead of building in endgame features to keep the core players, of which there were many, engaged, like some clan battle type features, or build a base and get boosts like the clan functionality in ships, they chose to just start going with gimmicks, you know. And when I look over now and I see Rambo and Snake Plissken, and maybe one of them wasn't Rambo, but maybe it was, Hot Wheels, for me the allure was World War II history, not... I don't mind the anime stuff. I like that you can trigger it on and off for those people who are real adamant that they hate it. I have no problem with it at all. Hey, at least the anime was tank and ship theme, like Girls in Panzer, right? I don't have a problem with that at all. But I did have a problem with all the hokey collabs. So, and just not putting enough investment into the end stage play, like real clan stuff beyond just a tag. You had to spend a crap load of your own silver to play a tournament in a training room because they didn't get, you know, progress on putting real clan stuff together. I'm chatting and I'm getting too far up. Yeah. Famous last words. I'm getting too far ahead, guys. I'm gonna have to bow into the North Carolina for certain. What am I in? I'm in Lyon. I'm chatting a lot. Lyon has weak side armor. Gonna split the distance. We're gonna put our bow right between these two ships. Who's shooting me from the back? They have some spawn camper who's shooting me back there. Damn it. Why is the DD not taking care of that singled out battleship? I probably could have played this a little smarter. Because God forbid we lose this game. Be really bummed. This would be a pretty good experience points haul. Okay. North Carolina could have been smarter. Could have been shooting at me, but he's not. Sorry guys, I'll get back to the chat in a minute. See if I can help kill one more ship here. Ugh! Oh no! We had to keep moving forward because of ship behind us. But yeah, we're opening ourselves right up for the King George. Kind of realize that. Can we get one more salvo off? Maybe. Come on, baby. Yes! Alright, we're doing really good on caps. So, and they are way out in BFE, these guys. So, bring it home, guys. I need it. So let me catch up on chat really quick if there's anything. Yeah. Doing well. Christmas 2019, 2020, things went downhill. That's the time frame where I basically have touched tanks like a few times since. Hey Clint, good to see you. Sorry, I'm catching up on both the chats. Off, yeah, Clint. I don't talk to people over there as much. I've got to catch up on their Discord and their website, but that's where I started, was old farts and fogies and a good group of people. A lot of fun and just some quality folks to hang with. It was my first experience in PvP gaming too, right? Which is the other thing about World of Tanks. If you were new, and again, I played some PC games, single player, and coming into console and playing World of Tanks, it was really eye-opening. Like, oh, this PvP thing, it's competitive, and I didn't realize at the time I'd meet such a cool group of people to hang with. Made me stay up way too late a lot of the time. I remember playing tanks a lot till like 4 or 5 in the morning going, oh my god, I gotta go to work. And literally like falling asleep on my way to work. But a great time was had, and it's just sad to me. I mean, I carry with it everything that's brought me to this point of playing this phase of wargaming games, and met a ton of really good people on the way. But unfortunately, I spent a lot of money on that account, and it's just sitting there. I did try to bump in there and play a few times over a week or so recently, and the new rework is a little hard to get used to. It just does not feel familiar really at all. Sharn, you get a kill. Oh, these guys are also low health. What's our KGB doing? Okay, he's up high, close enough to get shots in. So, yeah, Clint, thanks for coming by. Good to see you. Chalky said, enjoy your anime commanders. You had a Gulden Panzer, a Panzer IV on console. Had 3 marks of excellence. I have several tanks on PC and on console with 3 marks. IS-3 on PC is one of my big achievements. I know it was a popular tank and a strong tank, but to 3 mark some stuff, obviously everyone shot a little bit of gold at the end, typically. But that was an achievement, man. Oh, talk about nerve-wracking. Like, every game you're gripping. I can't have a crappy game. I can't have a crappy team. I'm so close. I need one more good game. And getting that 3rd mark of excellence was insanely cool. That's something I think that would be fun to have on ships, you know? Instead of resetting lines and grinding all the way back up the lines, I think it would be awesome to have some kind of battle stars aspect. Like, instead of the marks of excellence, you'd have battle stars based on certain levels of achievement in a ship, and maybe there could be more variety than just having a certain XP level. One might be high damage, one might be high XP, one might be a number of dreadnoughts or something like that. Who knows? But it'd be cool if you could get battle stars on your ships. They could have some kind of visual external decoration. That's the kind of end game stuff that I would play for the long haul, and I know a lot of people would. If you've played as long as I have, you're cool with the fact that this game is repetitive. You're cool with the fact that you're going to play the same ships you like over and over. You're cool with the fact they're not always going to introduce a new map every week. But for those of us who don't enjoy repetitive gameplay, or don't kind of enjoy the grind of it, of the new ship lines that come and grinding all those things out, or my last 3 months has just been having fun grinding line ships that I had neglected. If you're not that kind of personality, other endgame stuff to keep people engaged would be really, really cool to have. So, whoops. IS-3 is amazing. Love for the IS-3. Thank you. I like that tank too. And what was sad was going back on recently and having complete potato games in IS-3 because I don't know the maps. There's new maps on both sides. I haven't played PC for a while. I think last Christmas, not this Christmas, recently with the last one, they have a cool Christmas campaign, decorating your tree and your compound and all this stuff. So I played quite a bit, and I got back into stride on the IS-3 on that side. But having a bad IS-3 game makes me really sad because I don't like sucking at stuff. Dudes, we had to start out with 2 first-place games. 24,000 XP. Woo! I love it. Oh my, that got a huge chunk. I got like a third of our way to Richelieu in one game. I think it should be 5x all the time as an apology for what's happened to the community contributor program. This should be extended for the rest of the month of August. Not that a lot of the console players, honestly, or Legends players, maybe even track it. Chalky says tanks got too arcadey. Yeah, that's part of it too. It did get even more arcadey than it was. And I don't think PC's as bad from that perspective. It's similar to ships, right? That the console side has always played faster, played more video gamey because of What? Because we're console peasants? Is that the whole thing, right? You're not going to have the patience to play a 20-minute game on console. You're not going to have the patience to play 12v12 in this game on console. You're not going to have the patience to grind to tier 10. I personally resent all that, as well as not having access to our stats without doing that crazy-ass download and getting a wonky Excel spreadsheet. I like Excel more than the average bear, but it's a bummer. So, oh, Clint you just found the channel today. Good information, practical use. Thank you so much. That's the kind of thing that keeps me making this stuff happen, honestly, and putting the work in. I don't speak Russian, but thank you for, I guess that was a YouTube subscription. Thank you. I hope you have a little bit of English knowledge, or I need to do more translation into subtitles for my vids on YouTube. Thank you so much for the follow. I don't know if that's Russian or Greek or Cyrillic, but welcome. I love the global aspect of wargaming games. It's one of the really, really awesome things about it. But thank you, Clint. Thank you for that positive feedback. Again, it took me a long time to actually do any content. I used to write some pretty detailed forum posts back in the day, you know, pre-Discord, pre any other social media. Everyone really went to the World of Warships forum. That was it. But very much appreciate the good feedback. I just wish I had more time. Like I usually say, I wish I had another 6 hours in the day to do content stuff. Because I coach soccer. I coach 10-year-olds this coming season in competitive soccer. You say football. Have a job. Have a family. That was a badly timed turn. I did not want to go straight into that area with a DD in there. That's the reason I did the turn. I got punished for it. Oh, Jervis slowed down. Sweet.
Ouch, down population, you, bro!
We had AP loaded too, but as soon as our teammate whacked him, I don't know if the DD got him or this battleship next to me got him, but that made him a one-shot kill, even with AP. Jervis is a great boat. That's a big loss. That's one of their 2 destroyers. That's the YOLO we talked about in the latest video I just put out on positioning. That YOLO gives our team, I'd estimate, probably a 50% better chance of winning right off the bat, as long as our team doesn't throw away a ship immediately too. There's no domination caps. There's just bases. So there's no need to go past the halfway line, honestly. So like this guy, I'm not going to tell him to get back, but I kind of want to. Maybe since the DD threat's gone on this side, we can push a little more together. I'm going to loop back around. But we don't need to go insane when there's no base, or sorry, no domination caps across the middle to take. Looks like their battleships are sitting way back by the spawn, so our Scharnhorst is probably going to get away with that, and I'm going to go ahead and push up and join him as well. Because I don't want to sit too far back, but these guys sitting back here in the Bayerns have helped us out, as well as that DD just throwing their ship away. What did he get out of that? Absolutely nothing. I don't even know if he might have landed 1 torpedo. Chalky, you're saying the console just can't handle this stuff? Do you mean the console can't handle 10 tiers and 12 ships, you think? You think that's why they did it? But they can put 15 tanks in a game in World of Tanks console. And they can put a detailed after battle screen in World of Tanks console. And the consoles keep improving, so one day when they're available again, I will be able to get an Xbox Series X, like the rest of you guys, or replace PS5. Okay, we're going to be in a really good position after looping around here to get broadside fire on the Bayerns. Bayerns. And maybe the Cali too. I'm gonna signal focus fire on the Cali since he's low health. But we're gonna be lining up some great broadside shots here. Aim just above the waterline on Bayern. He has turtleback armor, so I might wind up doing a little more damage to the superstructure than being able to Citadel him very easily because of his armor scheme, which is kind of Citadel resistant. We'll just simplify it by saying that. Oh, dude, I got an slow American ship crowding me. It's going to be a battleship brawl, I guess, this match. There's a good strike. I use my quick commands a lot. I never use open voice chat anymore, ever. I gave up on that after playing tanks for a period of time, honestly. Salty and drunk people don't want you to talk to them, or they just want you to pick a fight. So Clint is funny because off was older guys. I remember I'd have an off tag, and then sometimes guys in chat would just start saying, "You guys are a bunch of old, stupid idiots," and like, you don't even know the people, and they just start talking crap to you. And so that's when I got really averse to using the voice chat. But I think the quick commands are actually pretty good. Most of what you need is covered in this game from a quick commands perspective. And pretty easy to trigger, too. We don't need to go pursue the Bayern because he's... Oh, he's dead.
Sweet.
Now we'll go to the Cali. Okay, I've got to watch showing my broadside to the other Synop here. He's probably going to get a... Ooh. Thank you for his aim not being great. I'm going to bow into the Synop. And I may luck out and pick up a kill on the California, too. Now we're going to bow into the Synop. He's got another friend there. Okay, let's throw the brakes on. So if I push up, I'm going to give broadside to the North Carolina. Ugh, but they are on our base. God damn it. Okay, we have to push. Where's our carrier? How is a Helena sitting on our base? Okay, we're gonna have to push and try to get a shot on the Helena, and we're gonna have to probably wind up doing something I rarely do, like a ram, because I'm gonna get quickly worked down by these two guys. So, but I have to push this to get a shot on the Helena and reset the base. Fly true, shells! Oh, he got taken out. Awesome. Okay, now I didn't need to... Didn't need to necessarily push, but... See if I can do some significant damage anyway. Come on, slow turrets on Synop. Damn it. I was gonna say, I have really crappy side armor. They're gonna take advantage of. Eat torps, dude. Eat a bunch of torps. Eat 2 more. Nice. Nice. I can't signal. I wish you could still signal good work after you die. Now who's on our base? They have a DD alive. Okay, carrier. Spot him up. I didn't realize there was 2 of them on there. Damn, we're gonna lose this game if he can't reset. Chalky, you're on Xbox One S. I have 2 Xbox Ones. This one's actually an Xbox One X, so I don't really see much of a difference on anything I play between this And did he get him reset? Looks like he got him reset.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Why are we... Oh, sweet. Come on, get up, guys. Oh, just breathe on him and he's going to be dead. I don't notice a lot of big difference between the old Xbox One X and the regular Xbox One. But, you know, each console generation, too, you think they could invest in more of the end game stuff. Like a clan base would be awesome to have. Hey, teammates! Yes, I love my teammates! That is fantastic.
I owe you one.
But the clan base on World of Warships PC is quite cool. If you guys haven't seen it, it's got different areas you can develop. Hey, it's Peppy. Thank you for the follow so much. Very, very much appreciated. If you haven't jumped in on the stream before, I am VannKraken. When I'm running today solo, do a lot of kind of play-by-play, tips and tricks, talk with our great folks that come by and visit in our chat. Have a good time generally, low salt, low stress. I'm harder on myself than anyone that I play with, though every once in a while it is frustrating, this game, right? Very frustrating, but hopefully not today. Today has been stellar, actually. I've had 3 great games and good teammates, so thank you so much for coming by. Like I said, every follow on this channel is super appreciated. Something I do for fun, and I hope I can help people out with tips, tricks, some of the experience. Been playing this game for 6 years between PC and Legends, and anything I can pass on is the reason that I'm here. But anyways, lost my train of thought, but we're working on our 5Xs today, 5 times battles. So we were able to get back around after looping back out of that initial DD engagement, and that little circle back. I don't want to say it paid off being patient, but it paid off being patient because we were able to come back into the center of the map and get 2 ships broadside, then take out the California, and at least get a couple salvos in on those 2 battleships before we died. But Russian battleships have notoriously bad side armor, amazing bow armor. So, good God, this is this in peril again? Okay, it's not good. Again, we have had 3 rocking games right out of the gate. We've gotten 20, 25,000, and 14,000 XP in these 3 games. Just amazing. Amazing when I've been doing line grinds on these ships for weeks, and then to have a big accelerant of progress here towards the end is really fantastic. Peppy says it took 3 broadside Yamatos, but finally picked off the 210 damage game today. Dude, that's awesome. That's my top damage ship too. I think I had about 235,000 in Yamato. I'm not a damage guy. I don't play for damage as much as I play for contribution. So I like to see as the breadth of ribbons I can collect, especially when you're playing something like a destroyer or a carrier these days. I've not gotten around to playing carriers since Airstrike. But it's your contribution over and above damage that really matters when you're in any ship that's a spotting ship, right? And then obviously base resets, things like that are very important. Base captures, so that we've been able to get a base capture or so in a battleship already today is cool. But that's 3 great games of progress. Not that big damage games aren't fun, they totally are. And it is a good hallmark of your ability and skill, but it's not the only thing. Some people have good damage totals, but it's because they sit in the back, they die last, and they pick up shots in garbage time when ships are advancing on them, or they're distracted slaughtering your teammates. I kind of learned that when I first started playing ships, that that's not success, sitting in the back and being the last to die. If your win rate is too high, that actually, or not win rate, your survival rate is too high, that's probably saying that you're a little too cautious. Russian battleships broadside, extremely easy to dev strike 90% of the time. Absolutely, which I just demonstrated there. Range build GK did it in the end. I've had a few good games in GK, have not played GK all that much yet. Oh, so it was your GK you were doing that in. You got it on some Yammies, maybe. Yeah, Vlad Bow Tank. The whole Russian line. Froggy, who's a community contributor for Condemn Froggy for Legends, was saying the other day that the bow on the Russian ships is so stout because of the fact that they'd have to go through ice sheets, and that kind of makes sense. So they do have stout bows starting at tier 5, stay bow in tier 4 on Legends, and you can survive a lot of engagements. I was only pushing that engagement versus those two ships because I was worried someone wasn't going to shoot at the Helena and kill it. If I could have just stuck in that position, I would have actually done a reverse bow tank and made them approach me. I might have been able to pick off that Synop if I stayed bow in mostly towards the North Carolina with enough angle on the Synop that I could have got side shots on the Synop. That would have been the plan, but thankfully the team brought it home. But yeah, great bows on these ships, solid guns, and they have kind of a unique accuracy feature where 12 kilometers and closer they get more and more accurate, which we showed that Jervis when he made his YOLO maneuver. Oh, you ranked with heals? Yeah, I'm not playing much ranked. I burned out playing ranked on the PC side a long time ago. So honestly, I've played in just a couple of the ranked seasons on Legends so far, and I don't know. It's fun playing with a friend, divvying up, but it's not something that I really, really enjoy. It just gets to be too stressful. I like the ranked sprints. I like the short seasons, like the weekend seasons. I like that a lot more than the knockdown, drag out, 2 to 3 week long, up, down, up, down, up, down. You know, it's whenever I've gotten close, highest I've gotten is probably like rank 5 on PC. And then I've just said, there's just enough games. Because you'll get up to 5, be on a roll, then all of a sudden you backslide. You have like 4 or 5, 6 losses in a row, and you're back down 3 or 4 ranks, and it just gets really frustrating to me. So I don't engage in something that just makes me really hairy frustrated. Nyhan, what's up, man? Good to see you. Chalky saying Peppy saying highest damage ever in a game like ever. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, you can get some huge damage totals too in this version of ranked. Arms race, right? Is that I think arms race is what it was called on PC. Is that right? Nyan says, I wouldn't say Russians have terrible side armor. It seems terrible because they have a exposed citadel plating. Unlike other ships, just means you can't be dumb and show broadside. That side plating is all citadel protection. Okay, protection, sorry. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, angled, if they're angled, the side armor holds up, right? It's just, I knew I was going to give flat broadside to one of those guys. I was just kind of trying to time it where I could get one last salvo in on that Synop, because I could have done a very similar thing to him that he did to me. But timing just did not work out in our favor. All right, well, that was the 3 battleships that I've been working on. I've been working on Tennessee. I've been working on KGV. I've been working on Leon. And I've been working on Synop. So is that 4 games already? Yeah, my win rate dropped from 60 to 59% about a week ago because I had a rash of horrendous games. I lost 13 out of 14 games one night. And as I say, I don't like to be salty, but I had to keep a strong grip on my controller that evening. I just couldn't believe it. Was like over and over as Groundhog Day. Could not get a flipping win to save my life. And it was the same thing. Teammates YOLOing or leaving one whole half of the map open every time. Gascon, best ship in the game. So someone was telling me, I mentioned your name in a stream. Maybe it was Hitman's stream yesterday, because we were talking about ships that are a little off the beaten track, and Gascon got brought up by someone. So, and I said, I know someone who rocks that ship and does a great job in it. I still remember that Gascon Ochakov combo we had where we basically just dominated that one cap together the whole game. That was one of the more fun games I've had in recent memory. More fun playing with you than against you, I'll put it that way. 315 in Akazuki. That's a good score. Chucky, you're a false prophet. I am not a Japanese torpedo boat player. I even got the Kamikaze out of the Firepower Deluxe Edition, and I played it during Airstrike, but I don't play it all that much, if at all. It's a line that I need to invest some time in. I'm getting better at DDs overall. So one of these days I need to make a push to do a big block of DD games and really start working on the torpedo boat line. Because coming from being a cruiser main and a battleship player before that, I really like having a boat that has gunnery capability. Oh, Akazuki, that's right, is the gunboat. Right. But you can't get to it on a... It's not a gunboat line getting to Akazuki, though. Right? So... You have to pay your dues getting up the line to get to it.
Action stations.
As far as better premiums, I have Massachusetts, Georgia, Ochakov, Kutuzov, Atlanta. Well, Nyan has said Gascon's not the easiest ship to play, but every time I see him play that boat, I'm saying he, I think you're he, you have a good result. Yeah, I know there's more Japanese gunboats on PC. Yugamo? Is that tier 10? But people usually say tier for tier that the Akazuki is the best. Alright. We are not going to go straight in behind the moss. This boat, the one reason I need to get some wins on this thing is because I need to upgrade it. Oh my god. I think it's completely stock right now. It's the bummer of top tier ships in Legends, man, is that they're not upgraded. You have to earn your upgrades. When you get to tier 10 on PC, it's no upgrades to unlocked. Everything is already maxed out.
Concentrate fire on the designated
Hatsuharu and Shiratsu, or Shuriatsu, I never pronounced that one properly, are torpedo boats. Kitakaze and Harugamo, yeah. I've not played that line on PC. I've only actually played the Soviet, which is the original gunboat line, to tier 8, I think. That Zed is... I don't know if he was on our side or not. Let's go over. We're going to try to even up numbers a little bit. Give these battleships some relief from this Benson. See if we can catch him unawares. We're not spotted. Boo Bear. Oh. One shell. We would have got him with more if he hadn't turned out. Uh-oh. Okay. Kansas is like a pinata for fires, right? I should be shooting at the DD. Salivating looking at a Kansas. Really good guns, and a lot of them, but I have not played the Kansas I have on PC a whole lot because it is really slow, and everyone loves to light it up. Anyone have the Kansas in chat, and anyone enjoy playing the Kansas in Legendary tier battles? It's kind of what I'd like to know. Can't be a fun ship against Conqueror or against Yamato. It's just gotta, again, be a total damage pinata. Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna switch this plane out I actually like having the spotting capability,
All stations, concentrate
being able to self-spot. That's the only reason I've left it in so far, but I haven't actually had it for very many games yet either. So I am going to switch that out. I have it written on my note right here, Albemarle radar. But I was just giving the fighter a little bit more run. At least you get to keep your heal, right? The crappy thing about the Charles Martel, which is one of my favorite ships on PC, and you don't get to keep your freaking heal if you want your plane. Again, I'm kind of old school. I like having a plane just for those end game scenarios, especially where you may be on a map kind of by yourself on this part of the map that you're in and you don't have a DD to spot for you. Having the plane can allow you to take out some wounded battleships without having to expose yourself. Oh, damn. Just misjudged that. Who's aiming at us? Let's get the Kansas selected. Well, we switch to a cruiser and we get a team that wants to rush. That figures, right? Ooh, look at that. We knew you were shooting at us, Kansas. Am I going to hit anything? Yeah, I'm going to hit something eventually. This ship just does not take damage lightly. So that's why I'm playing it a little further back. You really get popped, just like you do in the Charles Martel. And without the hull upgrade, I do not have the rudder shift upgrade. And man, you have to plan your turns out ahead. It's not like you can just snap off a turn and kite away in this boat. I also don't have the range upgrade, so I'm having to get a little closer to people than I want to engage.
We've been spotted. We've been spotted.
Also works with the rudder shift agility. Are you talking about on this ship, Chalky? I'm trying to remember what my... I know I have at least one rudder upgrade on here. The Charles Martel, I'm pretty sure I went double rudder. This one may not be because I have 10.4 detectability. I do like that these heavy cruisers have pretty low detection. So you can kind of fill in as a DD when you absolutely need to. Come on, get him. Ugh. Now we should be able to get him. Probably gonna turn away. Oh, he's gone. All right, how's the cap situation, the point situation? We're behind by 50 points. We're taking C. Do you have any teammates left at A? Do we have a blue battleship that's going 1v3 in A? 1v4? Highest damage cruiser game, 215 in Albemarle. That's awesome. I mean, the guns are great. And I like this line. This is one line where each ship plays similarly. The Hawkins is horrid, but every ship gets better. And the playstyle is consistent all the way through. So I really appreciate the way this line was constructed. It makes sense. And it has flow to it. I don't really want to go straight into the middle there. Again, because I'm... So I was saying I have such low main battery range. If I get spotted by this dude, I'm going to be toast if those battleships come through. So, hate to say it, but I'm going to take the long way around this island. So I'll be able to kite away if necessary. Or I can take some shots from this side. Yeah, Peppy, it has a high enough gun trajectory on these ships too that you can shoot over stuff. Not as good as American cruisers, obviously, but it's workable. So it's kind of a combination of being able to use terrain. In this case, I think I'm actually gonna open water kite just to keep this Bismarck in a little bit of a state of indecision and off my battleship. I'm gonna see if I can draw fire and help him out. They're definitely gonna want to shoot at me. If this works out, we can maybe get them coming in single file. It's a bit of a funnel here. Worst thing will be the Massachusetts will have eyes on me too now. Okay, just double checking. I have no islands. On this side, I might be, yeah, I'm on the opposite side of where their guns are, though. Which of these guys? Okay, the other Bismarck. Let's switch off to the other Bismarck. He's low health. You want to fire at me? And I'll fire back. Yeah, if our battleship can take out the lead ship. Ugh, that was a bad shot. German battleships, faster than you think they are sometimes. Especially at range. Now we're gonna lead him too much. Good work by our turpits. Guy probably ran right into his torpedoes. Come on. Can we get a fire? Fire would help. Oh my, that Massachusetts gave him full broadside. He goes for the ram. Hopefully we kill the Bismarck right here. Oh, he got him too. Wow. Okay, this is an interesting finish. Unanticipated. Peppy, yeah, it is colorblind mode. My long life story is I want to go to the U.S. Naval Academy and work to get my congressional nomination, and had that. Didn't go through the full application process, but during that time period learned that I was colorblind. I had suspected it because I failed those dot tests terribly. Like you'll see 66 and I will only see the 6. Or it'll be a 9 and I'll only see a 3 and fail those things miserably. So because of that, I wound up bagging that plan, and thankfully, in the video game realm, I have some compensation for some of these companies. It's a pretty high percentage of men that are colorblind. I was saying earlier how bad I was in World of Tanks console when it first came out with no colorblind mode, because I had a very hard time. The red, especially, and some of the greens, they blend into the background colors in the terrain. So it was hard telling the teammate colors apart initially, and then hard to tell the ships or back then the tanks markers from the terrain, and that's why I can't use the regular mode here. The blue is fine, but the red enemy team blends into the background, their names and their tags. So where is this guy, guys? We're gonna try to cap this cap. I have a feeling he's off to my left side. Okay, he's targeting me with his torpedoes. That's the indicator. If I remember properly, of indicator of 1. So that should blink out when he's fired torpedoes. But let's get our plane up. You're gonna say, you should have radar right now. Like, yeah, I could have radar right now. But we're just gonna go a little bit squirrely in our course, do some evasive maneuvers. Get my plane up, which will help detect torpedoes a little earlier, and I should be looking, whoa. Wrong one. Z23. There he is. Let's go ahead and use that. Let's stay in the cap. Get him. Okay, smoke up over there. That's fine. Run away from your torpedoes. I'm going to get a cap. There's a minute left. We'll have the points advantage already. And one more cap. That should accelerate that. Just need to stay in the circle. Yeah, we'll keep the hydro. This is a pretty long duration hydro. Decently long. Yeah, radar would be helpful right now.
Fighter returning to ship.
I mean, I don't know what value he's getting out of smoking up and sitting there. Anticipate him firing at me now. If he resets me, that's fine. Nope, we grabbed it. That was a little late on his part. I'm anticipating him turning in. We'll use our British heel. This HE hits hard if we can hit him. There we go. All right, well, he basically conceded. That was amazing work by our Turpits in the center. He basically went 1v3. We helped a little bit with distraction, but nice game by Kevin. 3-6-3-3-1. And my whole goal there was just stay far enough away from those guys, knowing that they were going to have to focus on dealing with him and get hopefully some HE on their broadsides, get them lit on fire. That didn't work as well as I had hoped from an RNG perspective, but we still pulled third place. 16,000. Can we shop? We can shop! Oh my god! Alright, so... Alright, what's the vote on upgrades? It'd be way more comfortable. I usually go... On a ship that's not comfortable from a main battery perspective, I usually go main battery range first, and then I go hull. They're both going to make this ship a lot better. Look at that rudder shift time increase. Wow, knocks off 3.4 seconds. That's stellar. But I think because, oh, this is one of the crappy ones. It's another 30,000 to get to the hull. But I think it's going to be a more comfortable ship to run with the range upgrade. So, and then based on what Chalky was saying... Whoops. Let's see what my upgrades are. I have single rudder, range, and concealment. So, but I could see how double rudder would work too, but it's just given that it's fragile and giving up Citadel hits, I like having a little bit of concealment and again being able to run the ship as a extra destroyer when necessary. Now there's the little icons that show switchable stuff. So let's give it a try. It's got 9-kilometer radar, which isn't fantastic. It's like Belfast radar, but I think for destroyer hunting, that's going to be better than the plane. Because we'll probably be hunting destroyers more frequently than we will be using the plane. We'll see. We can always switch it back. All right. Good God. We're having, knock on wood, I don't want to ruin it, but we're on a pretty good streak. Let's see. I think we will try to get work done on Charles Martel too. We're just talking about Charles Martel. Similar to American radar, good 3 or 4 salvos before it's off. Yeah, that's true. I was really excited about unlocking the Edinburgh so I could use my ice camo. Love the ice camo. I bought Scharnhorst so I could use my ice camo. It's one of my favorite skins from PC. I was really happy they brought it over. But I don't even know. I think I played one game in Edinburgh so far. I should be playing Hipper too. Look at that. No upgrades on Hipper. Kind of got where I got to the top of these lines, and then I started working on grinds again for campaigns, and then I started this whole French and British grind. But this boat oh yeah, so we're so close. I guess I can take a boost off. Don't need to waste a boost. But this boat has gotten a lot better. Well, I was bummed to have to take the plane off it to put on the heel, but you need the heel in my opinion because she's fragile. You don't want to get hit in any of the French cruisers, broadside especially. So I miss having the plane, and I think on PC you get to keep the plane because there's 5 slots for consumables, so you don't have to choose. But then again, I'm trying to think, does tier 8 even have a heel? This boat probably doesn't have a heel on PC anyway. So maybe that's why they feel justified in making you choose. But a big improvement in her capability since getting the hull upgrade with the rudder shift change. And the range upgrade, because the range in my setup is not great. I think I have a little bit more of a reload build. I'm really bad. I don't know all my commander builds off the top of my head. At all. Hey, it's not legendary tier. We'll take it. We have a mismatch Knives now, but they were tier 6, so thankfully they weren't drug into a legendary tier game. And we're going to go join the group at B just to even things out. Get a roughly equal number of ships at each side or flanking cap. That's the strategy. Proceed to the cap, the flanking cap closest to your spawn. Or if it's in between, go to the one the other guys aren't going to. The one the other guys are not going to. Hey, Grey Rat, how are you? Thank you for the recent follow, and I know I've seen you over on Mr. Hitman stream, so I thank you very much for the follow. Hope you enjoy your time. We'll be on for a little while still this afternoon. Hopefully about another hour or so on a winning streak. Maybe if I lose, I'll just quit. We're like 5 in a row right now. On a 5x day, 5x XP day, first win bonus, it's great. Hope you're doing well, and again, thank you for the follow. Like spending time hanging out in Hitman stream. If you guys remind me, we can do some streamer shout outs for Hitman and Bussy. Yeah, boy. Okay, we're gonna prioritize the Benson. Try to spread our salvo a little bit. Ugh. Shifty bugger. Oh! Oh, he's hating life. He is hating life. Dang. Spot him, DD. Uh-oh. Someone else. Another battleship back in the back there. Dang. Too bad the Benson does not have hydro. Oh, it's gonna be close. Shoot. I don't want to go into this gap if there's a battleship over there. Yeah. Nice work. I should be turning. Ugh. Let's use speed boost. Dude, you see these two guys over here, right? Yeah. That's the tail end of this ship getting whapped. Ugh, I stopped to congratulate the guy for the kill, and I probably shouldn't have done that. That was probably premature. So we paid for it. I'm gonna go ahead and use our first heal. Champagne is a better ship than I think she's getting a reputation for. I actually did quite a few games in her to get up to speed to put together kind of a how-to. She's got great guns. You just don't push too far, too fast in her. Really good AP rounds. Nice. Okay, that's both their destroyers. I've got to play this a little bit smart. I'm going to be the juicy target. Oh god, I'm the only cruiser. So let's make ourselves hard to hit. And let's just gadfly around and set people on fire, if we can possibly do that. Yeah, dude, you need to head back our direction, though. That would be better. I don't have the main battery range to help him at the moment. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to come back around, but me going straight over there to help you against Iowa and Champaign is going to be painful. This would be a good time where the Georgia, he wasn't recognizing those two ships were there when they were shooting at me. It would have been a good time for him to just flip a U-turn and kite that area, because we don't have a whole lot of support. My detection distance on this ship is not good either. It's 13, so I'm going to execute a turn. I'm going to look right, hold down my guns, get my guns turning ahead of time. I'm going to check my shoulder here, see if there's anyone lining me up. Now I can release my gun lock. Okay. I'm going to fire just to maybe help distract the Champagne from him to me. Yeah, I'm trying, dude. You just kind of got a little far out there on your own. So I have to worry about this Massachusetts, too. Massachusetts gonna spank me. I have a bad feeling about now. Shoot, I'm probably dead, guys. God. That was very close. I'm just in a bit of a pickle with regard to having that ship here trying to support this guy against these two guys. It's just, I can kite back in this area where the decap is. Hopefully it's just this guy still aiming at me. Iowa's guns are starting to come around. I have to get behind these islands if I can. And I just upgraded the range on this ship, so I was thinking, oh, I can't hit the Iowa from here, but actually I can now. Try to run behind these islands, use them as cover. He's almost dead, though. Shoot. Feel bad, but there wasn't a ton I could do. Just need to play this smart because we have a 1DD advantage. So with a destroyer advantage, that gives us some leg up over them. Break detection. So these islands were for. Just get back here and get unspotted. And this is where I'm bummed having to give up my plane for a heal. Is this where I could use my spotting plane? Okay, someone else spotting the Champagne. And I could fire on these guys self-spotting behind the island if I didn't have someone spotting, but that got fixed. It's just in case. It'll be a meme if these torpedoes work, but you never know. It's around the corner of an island. I'm far enough away where he's not necessarily thinking that I can reach him with torpedoes, but the French cruisers have good torpedoes. Looks like he's turning, might come into that gap. Let's use our speed boost. We'll have to adjust his aim with our speed boost on. We'll be a little quicker. 2 minutes, 3 minutes. These torpedoes have a chance. They have a chance! Nothing's better than getting torps on target from 10 kilometers away. Oh! Yes! That is the freaking best. It's less common than when you're playing a DD. It's more of a surprise, hello! But it's very enjoyable. The French cruisers, their torpedoes are kind of second to Japanese with regard, and the Italians, with regard to their workability at range, but they're faster than the Italian sea mines, so I enjoy using them. My favorite boat in the game is the de Grasse. That's the cruiser I cut my teeth on as a premium in PC World of Warships. Haven't been able to play her a lot, just haven't had time, but I like the French cruisers, and the torpedoes are too fun sometimes. Okay, I think they're 10-kilometer torpedoes, so could we do this twice? That Iowa might run on that angle to stay bow into... No, he's gonna shoot. He'll be able to detect me, and so will this Massachusetts really soon. Ugh. We're gonna be visible very soon. Oh no, he's got his guns pointed. Where he's got his guns pointed, the Mass?
Target position.
Not at us. I'm probably gonna hit an island. Nope. It's my one thing about Legends, guys. I don't like the gun lock look around feature. It doesn't zoom you out as much as on PC, so I run into a lot of islands. It's a chronic issue. Okay, the team is holding together. Again, you lose your DDs, you lose your games. And we've had better DDs than the opposing teams today. Let's put these through the gap just in case one of them might hit the island. Okay, Bismarck's able to spot right now, so we'll try to slow down, kind of drift turn. Stay out of sight if I can. Nope, I'm gonna get detected.
Engine boost deactivated.
Yeah, he killed him. Killed him. Okay. We'll watch our spot indicator to see if we get a number there. Yeah, he's gonna turn our direction. That was a little behind. Just kite back a little bit. Caps are even, but we have a good points lead, which will be even bigger with him going down. Might get a sneaky kill. Nope, the DD got him. Whew. Okay, there's one left in B. Well, I feel bad we couldn't support our Georgia, who got a little bit too far out on his own, but that worked out. You're the only cruiser in the game in this situation, so you need to play to survive, not just to YOLO in with that guy and die. And I think our presence was important. We were able to keep the two battleships that pushed distracted, and then they were joined by a third. So just being able to drop HE, keep them kind of rattled, set on fire when you can, while the battleships are bringing their AP and their heavier salvos is a good combination. Kind of rare games. I've had a couple lately where I've been the only cruiser and not very many destroyers, and you just have to be very wary that you are the juicy snack, right? Ugh. King George. Feel bad for you, man. And I'm not sure. Let's hit our speed boost. Maybe we can get in range to get some damage. Looks like their cruisers sat back behind that island behind B probably the whole game. And that's not what I mean by surviving in a cruiser. You want to be, as much as possible, keeping your guns firing and hot. We've had a brief period here where we haven't been able to do that, but pretty much the whole game we've been within firing range. Oh my god. That was a sneaky kill steal. Blind shot over the island. Okay, we'll just cruise mid. That's pretty much it on points. Fantastic. It's when the game is really, really fun. When it feels like you can't have a bad game. But we know that's not true, right? Just clean living. What kind of cruiser is that? Suzuya. That Suzuya needs to be active and in touch with his battleships where he's not going to get focused down in the first half of the game. If you hang back and you're not within main battery range and not dealing damage while your battleships are alive, there's really nothing you can do once they're gone. You're just going to get completely focused down immediately. Hey, that did some bureau trials work. I am shocked we got first place in that game, but if it's a reward for that torpedo kill, then we'll take it. That was fun. That was very, very fun. Figured that Champagne might stay on a straight line course because he's using his speed as a flanker, and he was not changing direction very often. So it was worth taking the chance to throw those torpedoes out. Got a little bit of boost. I am finally getting close to Conqueror. Couple more stages left here. One stage and then one more segment. All right. Let's do... Maybe we should do Hipper. Maybe we should stay with the cruiser theme. The other line that I could start working on is Italian cruisers. Still pretty low tier there. Or actually, maybe we could play a destroyer game. Let's... It's a rare thing. Oh, upgrade unlocked. Thanks, Rob. That's right. We were like, what, 500 XP. Thank you for reminding me. So giddy. All these wins. It's like... So this one doesn't give us a range upgrade. We've already got that, but it does knock 2 seconds off reload, which is huge. And increases that 180 turn time. So it's going to make us more deadly. Our damage output's already increased a lot since we got the range upgrade. And you can get in and stay more active with your guns when you have more mobility. So that's where the hull upgrade helps. So my damage output's already up like 25% since getting those 2 upgrades. This will just be a straight improvement on the guns themselves, which is fantastic. All right, we're gonna do it. I never rarely play high tier destroyers on stream, but maybe we'll go for broke here. I'm going the wrong way. You can tell how often I play them. This would be cool to get some boost XP on Lightning. I've played this ship, maybe 5 games, and had some good games in it, some decent games. I had no idea that I'd find out that the British battleship line would be among my favorites, if not my favorite. So, let's see what we can do. I won't be able to talk so much. If I miss anything in chat, I'm sorry. I tend to get sweaty palms and dialed in when playing a destroyer. We'll see what we can do. Again, I said a little earlier, I like destroyers that have some main gun capability, and the British destroyers basically bring that. They're versatile like the US destroyers with good torpedoes overall and good main battery guns. The main battery guns are a little more forgiving to use because the gun arc isn't as floaty as the Americans, though the rate of fire is a little slower, I think. single fire torpedoes I love. So I love playing the British cruisers and the destroyers with the single fire torpedoes. And this guy's got 5.4 detectability, and my setup may not be perfect because, again, I'm not a destroyer main. You guys might have better setup suggestions, but we're 5.4 detectability and 9-kilometer torpedoes. So they're not the 10-plus kilometer torpedo range of the Japanese DDs, but they're workable. And I like having 6 smokes and having them basically be recharged and ready to go by the time one is running out. This is kind of a suicide-y map, isn't it? Greece. Ah! So I'm going to try to take the A cap. 2 of our destroyers are both going to go to B, which is kind of a waste. I mean, a big part of my role, me talking like the destroyer expert. I know more than I actually have played, but it's like I slept in a Holiday Inn Express last night, so I'm an expert, but spotting is a huge part of my role. So when we've got 3 destroyers, it'd be beneficial if all 3 of us were to pick a cap and spot for our team at each cap and get some cap pressure. Because the other thing besides my spotting capability is the fact that I am a deterrent. Why do I keep doing the wrong panel? Mintz, Kagero, and Fletcher. So I know the Kagero can outspot me. The Fletcher is really close. The Kagero can definitely outspot. Or sorry, the Minsk I should be able to see before he sees me. Who dat? Who is that? That's the Fletcher. Okay. I'm gonna sit in the cap. I like to face out. I like to be a skinny target, so I can escape, and I like to have my bow pointed away so I can get up and go when necessary. Stupid phone. Just do this. Just get here and get this cap turned for us. Get points cranking. Okay. And see our second destroyer at B. Oh, one's dead and one's just lingering behind the cap. So they needed a super destroyer player in this game, probably not me. Since our other 2 destroyers don't really seem to know what's going on. Okay. Let's hope the Colorado is kind of busy. If he turns in, I might miss those torpedoes. I tried to put a couple of the last ones on a more inside turn trajectory. Let's just bail out of the area so he doesn't really know we're there. Bad tendency of mine destroyers is to get spotted or to smoke and have them kind of see me, know that I'm around, and then turn away from my torpedoes. So, oh my, we'll take it. Yes. Colorado, not super maneuverable. That was my hope. Okay, so we didn't have to give away our position. So, but I've got 2 DDs. I have a Fletcher who outguns me, and the Kagero, we said. Ugh, we've lost B and C. As well as lost a destroyer, so it's not the best news. I could go around the back, but I think I'm gonna go inside route here. Make a turn, see if we can get a torpedo run in on the turp. Oh crap, there's a DD right there. I don't think I fired all my torpedoes last time. Okay, let's do a little torp wall. Thing is, the Sharny or the Turpits might change direction based on the fact that he's being fired on. Where's he gonna run into the island? Okay, that was not anticipated. Oh crap.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
We have Hydro. Yes, we do. We have Hydro. How about you? Shoot, I thought he was close enough. This would be pretty short range Hydro. There's one hit. I don't want to eat Japanese DD torpedoes right here, so let's loop back. Okay, there he is. Come on, stop spazzing out. He's in a bad spot right now. Come on, battleships. Chip in. Shoot. Okay, smoke.
The ship is on fire.
Smoke generator.
What did we do? We must have set the Kagero on fire. Ugh. Screw you, Fletcher. Oh, nice. God bless it. Well, that was helpful. Shoot. That was not how I expected that to work out. Okay, is he dead? Fletcher's dead. Good God, that was crazy. Got pushed out of our smoke. Oh, squirrely. Very squirrely. Okay. I know I should play destroyers more than I do, but... Okay, we gotta run over here and grab the B-cap, but I've gotta be careful. Shores have radar. Anybody left in chat? Does anyone... No, I've not ground that line yet. I'm pretty sure they do have radar. Okay, they're moving away. Let's try to get in and grab B, because we're just barely ahead on points. We have a good ship lead. Good God, I don't know what our DD on the other side is doing. They have no destroyers and no cruisers to detect him, but he's back behind our battleship. Could tell that was going to be a potential issue when he was sailing to the same cap. Oh my. That Turpitz is still alive. Can we remain undetected? Looks like we can. Man, it's a good thing I didn't start tripping the cap, because he would have known I was there. As it is, he thinks the battleships are spotting him. Okay. He managed to accelerate out of my torps, but that's alright. Torpedo reload's pretty good on this boat. Now we'll get back in the cap. Shores is running for his life. That's the kind of thing I'm not good at, is anticipating that, oh, he may not be at full speed. I probably should have shot some on both sides of the torpedo indicator, which I've gotten better at doing. But that was my bad. Hey, we're grabbing the C cap too. Oh my. The streak is alive. It's alive. Get behind cover here. We should be able to open fire on the champagne and not be detected. Who's spotting us? See, these gun arcs are pretty damn good. Definitely easier to use than a higher tier American destroyer. So let's just pull up here. We won't be able to shoot over stuff as easily, but I think this is low enough shoulder of this island that we can still get over the top. Barely. Vomit Comet. It's a funny name. What is it, the C-130 Hercules? Rigged for astronaut training? Or is it even in bigger plane? The C-5 Galaxy. Way to go, team. Well, I feel like we helped contribute at the whole ACAP situation in this case. Got the early kill on the Colorado. We killed the other Japanese DD. Refresh my memory. Kagero. And we were able to fend off the Fletcher. They're headed to A1! I like seeing so many kinds of ribbons on a ship. Again, that just makes me feel like we're contributing in lots of different ways. And it's cool we have spotting ribbons in this patch, isn't it? Especially as a destroyer player, knowing that you're getting spotting in is, I think, really important for new players to understand that that's an important component of playing this ship beyond just damage dealing, as we talked about at the beginning of the game. Alright, now we get to watch paint dry. Where is he going to pop up? Will we get there before the timer runs out? I don't know if he's headed for A. I think he's way up here. That's my guess. If you're a cruiser player and you know your team is behind, you have to make hay while you have battleships and destroyers distracting everybody. Because if you wait to engage like he did in the Chappie, he was around there, but he wasn't firing on me, or I didn't see him firing necessarily directly on the battleships around me. When we were engaging those two destroyers, that's the time that he has to be locked in and HE spamming. And then as soon as we finished off those ships, then he might have to reposition and go dark for a little bit, or stop firing, which is going dark. But he wasn't necessarily kind of making hay when the sun shines, we should say. Oops. Yeah, my prediction was pretty close. And he's just sitting there. So you might as well just kind of make a bold play. Try to get in range and get some damage. Versus just sitting broadside. I'd say he's AFK, but maybe he just quit out. Because he had some smoke coming out of his smokestacks a second ago. $24,000 free time. Thanks, man. I think that's gonna be it, dude. I think I'm gonna call it because I've got to go to a very small family gathering. But I'm glad I could show you guys in free time, and whoever's left around, a good destroyer game, because I aspire to be a better destroyer player. I just took so long to play destroyers because I didn't want to not be a good teammate. I know how destroyers should work, what they should do. I would just say I still get kind of wigged out and too hyperactive when the heat is on, but I'm getting a little better at mitigating that now. That was a pretty sweaty situation in the A cap, and we wound up pulling that off. And again, 24,000 XP, unlock our first upgrade, and check that out. I mean, that got us a big way. Here, they're much closer together. So I think I'm going to take the hull upgrade here. Maneuverability and hit points. But yeah, guys, I think that's where we're going to end it. Gosh, you just don't get too many days. I had a night a while back, a couple weeks ago, that I got a clean living night, where, as I call it, where I had a good run of games. But this has been pretty phenomenal today. And I have to say, great teammates. You know, great teammates make all the difference. We had some sketchy destroyers on the other side in that game on our team, but we recovered from it. That was 7 straight. And we contributed in every game. So I think we were probably top 3 in every game and then about 5th in one. So that's the other thing, is just staying active, being where you can, keeping your guns hot or spotting, whichever your role is. That's the important thing for me. It doesn't mean being right in the cap immediately necessarily, or YOLOing, and it definitely means not sitting too far back. It's kind of that Goldilocks zone of just right from a distance perspective. But anyway, this was really, really fun. Again, on a weekend that's crazy with regard to wargaming and everything that's going on with the community contributor program. Many of the people that I've followed for the last 6 years over on the PC side. So again, I'm hoping all this is going to settle out and not impact us too much on the Legends side. I hope there's some positive changes with regard to personnel and hopefully behavior of personnel towards community contributors that give a lot of their time and effort to promoting this game. I play this game no matter what, so it's fun for me to join you guys, but at the same time, I want to make a productive time for the people that are following on stream and hopefully learn from watching, learn something. If you're a new player, if you're an experienced player, you can teach me things for sure, because that's the fun of these games. There's a lot of depth and there's a lot to still learn and grow into. But anyway, it's been a crazy weekend, a lot of thoughts, and listening to a lot of PC players lament and talk about the future. So I just appreciate you guys joining the stream today and checking out my content on YouTube, which again is also oriented towards helping you become a more rounded player. So again, thank you for joining. I very much appreciate it. Hope you have a tremendous rest of your Sunday. And we'll be back on streaming next week. I just don't have a tight schedule, but hopefully one time during the week and one on the weekend is what we'll shoot for. And that's it. I am VannKraken. I am out. Thank you so much. Good night.